What's up, YouTube? COD Format 221 here, and welcome back to another Code of Heroes 2 online replay. This time we're doing post commentary. So you can see actually spooky memes was actually recognized me, so that's why I'm kind of showing this gameplay. It's always nice running into you guys online, especially in the auto match. So you can see we're also playing with Nick and his other buddies named Spooky Cow. So this is on Rzhev Winter. Something you got to realize about this map is that the field is in the south and the far north. So basically, we're in the southern area here. This is our field of control. So we basically want to make like a front line along this area here. But I should also be aware of our right flank on this side, and I should be able to probably try to harass that field if I can. So we're actually, one of them is actually the British. The other one is the Russians. So this should be kind of interesting. You can see the. I love how the track comes in sometimes here. I like how it says pudding and garden whenever you curse at the company of heroes. Oh boy. Anyway. Nick. Okay. Not to get distracted by the chat. So I have an MG out, I have a Grenadier, and I'm going to grab another Grenadier when I can. Or another machine gun. Depends how threatened I'm feeling. So I'm going to put on my MG to help, basically stop them from taking the center here. But Nick's first job is going to be to secure the field, so that's what he's going to do. And I could see with the fog of war, I could see he was capturing this, so I'm going to send some troops up. And Cows is famous now, because he's on the internet. Now he's going to build his defenses, these sandbags here, but I will just suppress and take his own defenses from him, basically. Like, we're just going to get on the other side and force him back, so he's going to run away. And I'm basically taking the center. But I do have to be aware there is a universal carrier here. I personally like going this as a flamethrower, but it does cost a lot. You can see that these guys are a little cold here. It's a little cold in Russia right now. You notice the Russian troops aren't actually cold. So they're actually going to push and try to take this area over here. So yeah, I'm going against cows. It's memes that's was the that knew who I was. Anyway, so now I have two Grenadier squads. I'm kind of helping to hold the middle a little bit, helping Nick out. We do have a lot of our Grenadiers here, and I see him starting to get flanked by cows over here, spooky cows. And we're just gonna get behind heavy cover and start shooting back. This is a very like tiny little bunker thing. It's not good to put your troops in it. And my Grenadiers will win this at long range. I'm going to try to grab another MG also. Because this guy's going to push, I haven't given him any resistance up north, and he's going to start laying down mines. And the thing is, though, is that I'm grabbing a flamethrower, or they call it the Flame Warfare 35. And even though there's mortar, that was a great mortar shot right there. I'm going to burn these guys out of this house here. I really don't want to get my men to leave like this, but they are almost dead. I'm actually going to try to ambush the mortar over here with a side. I'm trying to wipe out units, which I haven't actually managed to wipe out one squad there. But this flamethrower is quite deadly, and I gotta be careful. If I'm going to push, I need to push, because these guys don't have a ton of health as pioneers. And he's forced to fall back all across the front here, so I managed to defend our northern area here. And I actually haven't upgraded, unfortunately, to doing it right now, Battle Phase 1. So I couldn't actually launch any rifle grenades against those guys right there. But I have kind of taken back this northern area here. This is going to be a point that I'm going to be contested. They're going to be, especially early on, they're going to keep pushing along this road here. So I'm going to try to kind of cover Nick and basically our flank. I do my MG a little bit moved up a little further. They are sitting in the snow, so they're going to get a little cold, actually. Yeah, it looks like he's up to, almost waist deep in the snow here. So I'm actually going to build a bunker right here. Now the thinking behind this is we have a lot of munitions right now. Getting 42 a minute, which is excellent. But the thing behind that is put a bunker here to basically make it a machine gun bunker, an MG bunker, so we can kind of cover this flank here with this, and then I can have my troops kind of start pushing. You see, I actually have one unit right here. Going right through the snow. It kind of sucks because your men get really slowed down trying to advance up on the fuel here. But I am going to try to take away their fuel. It's important to note that this point right here will cut off their fuel. And for us, it would be this point right here. So yeah, you can basically cut off the fuel if you go right here. Anyway, I do have my MG out. I'm very light on forces at the moment. I just have some grenadiers. Keep in mind though, he does have 2 mortars, so he can destroy my bunker. But I do have my men behind the fence here. I do have rifle grenades. So let's just say we're going to launch a rifle grenade when we can. We have 5 kills currently. There goes the rifle grenade. Didn't kill anybody actually, and I had to fall back. So this bunker was kind of, I mean, it was a good idea, but they have such superior, they have mortars and everything to counter that, so I also lost my squad there to the mine right here. So it was good to put a mine down there, though. That was pretty good. Nick has a sniper out. Now these snipers will get a lot of kills. Nick is very good at actually micromanaging snipers, unlike me. I've never really used snipers. And there's a pro tip. I mean, basically, if he put cover here, I basically put some barbed wire to deny him cover, so he can't run up and use his own cover he put down. You can barbed wire off your own, cover to make it harder for your opponents to advance. Anyway, machine guns, however, are basically going to be the new MG bunker here on this right flank. They're not going to push us back up here. I do have to be careful though, because the mortars are coming in. You can see we have a lot of Tommies over here, the infantry section. And I'm gonna move back a little bit my MGs. We did cut off their fuel temporarily though, so that was really good. Grab another grenadier squad to fix the one I lost for. I've also put a bunker at base. I'm gonna upgrade it to a medical bunker before I send any units back into combat. I'm gonna make sure they're all reinforced and healed up. So I'm gonna be a little stretched thin at the front line there, just because I just have 2 support MGs up there. I don't have any kind of infantry to help counter, like a scout car or something came out. But these guys are pretty damaged on their health. They're pretty low, so they actually have a greater chance of dying. So it's really important that I get these guys healed up. When our German medics are doing a good job with that. But the priority is definitely going to be on the grenadiers here. These guys need to get back to the front. So we're doing a pretty good job of holding our end of the map here. It's pretty neutral. This can be a little bit of an artillery fest on this map. And then heavy armor. It's very defensive, this map, which is why I'm not a huge fan of it. Like, we're just going to defend our area in the middle. The middle will go back and forth, right? But you can see the British, they saw that on the mini-map here. They have their own sniper with do not target. He looks really cool right here. He's like invisible. We can't see him holding his fire there. But Nick, I'm like, I was watching this, I'm like, Nick, you have to be careful. Because that mortar almost killed the sniper there. And I do have, when you're operating sniper, it is very critical that you have like a medical bunker at base or something. You gotta have some way of healing these guys up. With the British, you have your own medics attached to some of your units, so that's pretty good. So they have a machine gun, so I can't exactly target the mortar, but I managed to get a shell off before I retreat. They're down to 2 men. I almost wiped out that squad. And then they put the 3-inch mortar, so they have a lot of artillery. If they targeted a specific area, like around here, they could probably sink a tank if they all targeted together. Anyway, I have my guys I was gonna basically push up with these guys again, try to harass the field, but I saw some troops right here. And now I'm gonna grab some of the heavier infantry for the Wehrmacht. We have the Panzer Grenadiers, or the PGs, as I refer to them, or some other people. I think it's pretty common that you call them PGs. But I could be wrong. Let me know. Do you guys call these guys PGs? You have Grens and PGs. Sounds like a movie rating. Anyway, my force is going to push up. I'm going to be a little bit of a blob here. I know I talk about how bad blobs are, but we're in a narrow kind of choke point here. We got to like push past it and I'll spread out. And he actually, I started targeting and he almost lost his squad there. They're very low health. And I'm going to push him with a little bit of a force now. Just keep harassing their fuel. I want to actually take the fuel for us. We need it as a Wehrmacht, but by cutting off their fuel like this with these kind of semi-large forces that are pushing up, it's going to be good. I'm also laying down my own mine here. I'm laying down a teller mine because this way, if I have to retreat and like a vehicle is chasing me like a quad half-track, And this is really good. They got a T-70 out, actually, and I have nothing to counter that currently. But Nick did hit with a Panzerfaust, and guess what? Nick has a pack, so good for him having AT out. And that should be... Oh, he just manages to pull around that house there. Yeah, that's... Another Panzerfaust would do Nick a lot of good here. If he can even get it off. This thing is just wrecking him. Look at that. The guy with the Panzerfaust finally takes that guy out, but that thing got a lot of kills. That devastated us. And now they know exactly where Nick's reinforcement bunker is, so the mortars are going to begin to start shooting into that position. You can see the sniper is capturing this. You have to be a little careful when you have a sniper capturing a point, especially when he's on do not fire, because a simple grenadier could run up there and just destroy him. Meanwhile, I've taken the fuel. I'm assuming they're going to attack me, and I wasn't wrong. You can see the So's going to push over and try to take this point. Because it's a blizzard, we have reduced line of sight. But he's just going to run in here, and I'm like, okay, I can take out this weakened squad. You can see my grenadiers are decisively winning that fight. But then when I see all these troops, I'm like, okay, time to retreat, and I'll try to get out of there. I was trying to like run onto the ice. I'm going to lose that squad probably. So I was trying to run on the ice to get to reinforce with these guys or something. Just try to lure them on a negative cover. That did not work, so I lost another grenadier squad. But I'm like, do I really want to... Yeah, I don't even want to risk losing my Panzer Grenadiers. These guys are very expensive. They're about 340 manpower. Used to be 360. They've changed a little bit. But these are still like some of the best troops the Wehrmacht have, especially for countering tanks. The 2 Panzer trucks are completely worth it. Anyway, my guys are freezing to death here. You can't put your men in cover to try to stop the cold. That'll stop them from actually dying, but when they have the skull there, you really gotta have someone build a fire. So it helped me out there. He built a fire to keep my MG nice and warm in the cold, frigid blizzard. And your men can die on retreat, I've noticed. And I'm gonna get Panzer IV. So if your men are retreating and they have that blinking, you know, skull like they're gonna freeze to death, they can actually die. So if you have one unit that's pretty damaged, one guy left, he could actually die in the blizzard, which would suck. But the weather is a big factor. I remember when every map used to have a blizzard, and we were like, they're talking about how great this new feature would be. They're like, the blizzard will be amazing, and guess what? We can even, you know, it's a great time to attack. Interesting. The barbed wire actually did not get rid of his cover there. But yeah, everyone thought it was going to be a great feature, and then people really don't like the blizzard because it makes it hard to see. But it's kind of a cool feature, I mean. It makes you kind of adjust. You don't want your men to freeze to death. So I've started building a fuel cache here. I have a little bit of extra manpower here, so I figure if Nick and me can just push, get some more, you know, fuel, we can definitely turn the tide. Now I'm getting a Panzer IV, so I'm going to gather a force soon to start pushing up and take back their fuel again. Just keep harassing them. We're getting 26 fuel per minute, and they're getting 23, so it's pretty even overall because they just reclaimed their fuel. And no one has this point right here. And this mortar so far has 4 kills. These guys have about 6 kills each. Well, 6 kills between the two of them. And he's building a forward assembly area. That is a good idea. He's actually calling recon. Nick. Oh, I'm actually calling recon. That was good. I was calling recon for us. Because we don't know what they have here. We know they have troops here. But we're really just trying to see what they have, so... This is with the fog of war on, so we can see all this. So Nick will now know where to direct his artillery. And I'm gonna just capture that point. So I do see this massive blob coming in. That's a little bit of a blob. And I'm going to get my guys out of this house so they won't get killed by a grenade. But look, the Panzer IV is here. Unfortunately, I don't have enough fuel. I think they killed their own guys with that grenade. Let me know if I'm wrong there. Anyway, the machine gun's right here. I'm rushing all my troops back over here. And we're ready to do battle with these guys. We have a lot of light machine guns. We have Panzer Grenadiers here. We have a tank. And we're going to force back these guys. They're definitely not going to take this point. And once this group retreats here, I will be able to basically use my tank and push on to take their field again. Just hold them back. And they even have a Cromwell here. I love the commander. He's got like a little hat on. So the commander is critical on this tank, because he actually increases the reload. Actually increases, so you can see a little bit further and you increase the accuracy. Anyway, they're trying to mortar the hell out of me here. And I'm now in friendly territory again, so I can actually upgrade my tank to have the machine gun on top. I'm going to push around and flank them a little bit. This is just going to be a quick kind of thing. I don't want to... Unfortunately, I don't have grenades. But we're actually in negative cover here. You can see the broken shield. I thought we'd be behind fence there, but I'm just going to try to fall back, and I will very well may lose my Panzer Grenadiers, which is a strong possibility because they decided to run through all the Russians. But the Russians also can't hit anything. Anyway, I have my tank right here. I'm just going to keep shooting at this house. I'm trying to dare them to go on the ice here. I'm trying to dare a Cromwell or anything to try to come across the ice and shoot at me. Like that. So he immediately realizes his own mistake there and pulls back. And I'm getting hit by an AT also, so I'm just going to pull back from this engagement here. I'm just trying to do a little bit of damage to those guys, which I managed to do. And I have 2 fuel caches down. You can see they've actually landed a glider. We actually see inside of this glider. Well, that's kind of cool. He has the air landing officer, and you can train commandos from this glider, which is really cool. Seneca's having a little bit of an attrition war here. He's got 6 kills on that sniper and 4 kills on that sniper. But he's got to be very careful. They do have mortars here. Anyway, these guys, I put some barbed wire down here. I was going to even put a second layer, but they broke through it. And my Panzer IV is ready to do business. Unless the T-34 pops out or something, we'll be able to easily get rid of this little blob here. And you can see, yeah, my Panzer IV is getting a lot of kills against these guys. We almost wiped out half a squad there. And I'm going to pursue a little bit, but I don't want to go too crazy here. They did put fire down on my guy here, and I couldn't do anything. Even if I retreated the second I saw that fire, he would have gotten killed. So I can like really use a half track or a reinforcement bunker. Anyway, we're in neutral standing right now. The Russians are going to try to regroup here. It looks like they're building something else, some more engineers. They cannot get T-34s because they have not built the next command. And the Cromwell really hasn't done anything. It's killed 2 men. Those are my Panzer Grenadiers, I believe. But they're basically just kind of sitting on the riverbank here, and so are we. Because they're actually pounding this position. Yeah, I guess they're trying to make it so we don't try to get that point. And I have some more. My Panzer Grenadiers are officially upgraded. We're ready to do business with some Panzers, as the Germans would say. And I am actually capturing this again. I know there's going to be troops coming, so I'm going to move all my forces across the ice here. You can see when you go across the ice, it does like kind of put pressure on it. I mean, even an AT can actually sink like a Panther. The heavier tank is the more likely it is to be sunk. And they called fire on me. And I thought I'd be okay because we weren't actually in the fire here. And we kind of were, but it wasn't very good. So I don't know where these forces are coming from. Technically, I know they're going to obviously try to take this point. But they actually caught this house on fire, which is not good because they could have easily put an MG there. I know these shock troops are an expensive unit. They're very good against infantry, but they are horrible against tanks. They only have smoke grenades. They're not meant to have this kind of fight here. And you can see, never underestimate Panzer strikes when they're being shot at you, because they can do a whole lot of damage here. Anyway, just like I said, I got a half track here, because I need to reinforce my troops. I'm fighting in the far north here. They're not really pushing on this southern end here. Nick is kind of doing a good job of holding them off. And he has the snipers here also, which will have fun picking his guy off there. So he almost lost his commander there. See, these mortars are vet 2. They don't really have that many kills to be that high veterancy. They don't have precision strike anymore. They do with the flares. You can actually launch a flare to see if there's anything actually around here you can be bombarding instead of just free firing. Because, I mean, he's killing the ice. He really is, but other than that, he's not really doing any damage because there's nothing around there. Anyway, this house is going to get destroyed. And I have my grenadiers right here, getting ready to reinforce. See, this is my territory technically at the top here, but I don't necessarily feel comfortable enough to build a medical bunker or anything yet. It's just not secure enough. So I'm going to take this victory point. So, you know, they can fight for us in the middle. They can put mortars. They can hunker down, but this victory point is the exact same value as the other victory point. And if they bring a T-34, which they are going to, with some infantry, I do have the AT of my Panzer Grenadiers, and I also have the Panzer IV, so I just back off there. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to make that mistake again, so I'm going to position my Grenadiers near the trees here. I'm ready for the next assault that will come in. I'm getting my Panzer IV ready. So we're about to do battle with the Soviets. And the T-34 pushes up. I'm trying to run over cover, just get my tank to start shooting at him, force him back. And these guys are slowed down by the snow, unfortunately. But they brought their AT. This is critical. They have their own AT gun up here. But I have my Panzer Grenadiers, so I just need to keep my tank alive. I'm going to pull back from that AT here. I do have a lot better infantry than they do. But I can't be around these shock troops like that. I got to pull back this unit. I almost lost him, and then I got hit by the T-34 there. So, kind of a bad assault. I've lost a lot more force than he has, and I should have just retreated. I tried to get my guys back to this Panzer IV as best as I could. They're really pushing. And I managed to wipe out that squad. So, really, there's a mistake on my part. I should have retreated those Grenadiers when I had the chance. And they are still hitting me. This guy is like a sniper. They're calling artillery down on me. So something got destroyed over here. Looks like a whole commando squad. I might have gone rifle grenaded, but yeah, that makes sense. Nick might have rifle grenaded that. So basically, it's neutral in the north again. I've lost a lot of infantry. I have more Panzer Grenadiers coming up with Panzer Shreks. And yeah, I lost the Grenadier squad. See, I was trying to be a little too greedy. Like, I was trying to get my one man back to the half-track to reinforce, but I did not expect him to push that far. But his T-34 is still pretty damaged. I would almost move your T-34 onto the victory point and then, you know, repair as you're capturing, like do two things at once. But also, his AT is down to 2 men also, so the Soviet forces up here are pretty damaged at this point. See, we built a nice little fire for our men as they work on the tank. Keep them nice and warm. Anyway, I'm going to be getting a Tiger at some point here. That's what I figure I'll save up for. I'm not really stressed out or anything about tanks. I'm not too worried. Because this AT is probably going to come up with me also up north, but we're actually losing right now because they've taken the middle back. And Nick can't really do anything. There's a lot of mortars here. These guys are actually freezing to death. They need to move those guys into some cover. Well, look, we have the tank that everyone hates is the Axis. We have the center. Look at that! That was weird. It's like shooting out some from its exhaust there. This guy is very good against infantry, but keep in mind, it is still a lighter version of a tank. Like, it's a pretty light tank. Anyway, I thought they just had one tank over here. So, I'm like, okay, that's probably the tank he repaired. I was wrong. He actually just said, I just lost another squad. And he's in a lot of trouble right here. He doesn't have an AT, though, protecting him, so the problem is a lot of his men are freezing to death. And if he wants to keep pushing up, that isn't... You know, we're an anti-tank unit here. And we are in cover, so... Yeah, at this point I'm going to start moving up my AT and my infantry. We gotta start moving up. I also have another engineer squad, pioneer squad, because I just lost that last one. So yeah, he's in a, you know, we have several tanks up here. Nick is now sending over a Panther to do some business. We're going to basically take out the armored contingent up here. And he actually is using this as a forward retreat point, which is pretty cool. I don't think you have to pay for that. But he does have... Ooh, what's going on up here? So these guys are going to kind of push forward here. And that's actually going to start doing some damage. I hate that divisional field gun. Like, it sounded so... Like, it's almost dead, but it's still quite functioning. Alright, I'm going to try to shoot up. I get hit by this AT gun again. You know what's going to happen to that AT gun? It's going to get destroyed. It's actually hitting Nick's tank right there. Trying to kill that AT gun, my men aren't actually shooting at it. So I finally destroy that AT gun here. And we're going to start pushing up. They're going to call down some artillery. I'm assuming this is flame artillery. As it is, it's just going to go anti-infantry there. And they're going to pull back all their T-34s. They're slotting around on the ice there, and Sentry's pulling back. But we are taking this point again. And you can see we've captured that point. So this isn't over. They have like 2 T-34s already. And we only have, we have a Panther though, so that should help us out. They've made a strong push down against Nick here. Nick's taking a lot of casualties over here. He didn't manage to damage that. This guy doesn't have his main gun, so he should probably pull back. I mean, it's kind of hard to kill from the front, but his snipers, he's picking off the British infantry, so they're going to have no infantry support. If Nick can reinforce enough, he could actually possibly reman that. Push that guy back. So that was the actual Cromwell. I think the Cromwell would have done a lot better up north where we're fighting. Anyways, once again, their fuel is being taken over. You can see we're still getting 26 fuel. They're going to go down to 22. But once we get this, we're going to be around like 30-something fuel, so... I'm just like, you know what, I have the manpower. I'm really close. I'm like one command point away from getting a Tiger. Let's just do it. Tiger will eat a T-34 alive. And I also have the frag bomb. You know what? I was trying to save up. I was going to try to save up for the recon on the frag bomb. Just bomb this area right here with the reconnaissance overflight. Just kind of see where their units were. Make an effective strike. And then I'm also taking this point. We have more grenadiers coming. Anyway, I do not like this divisional field gun, so I'm trying to actually kill it. They're throwing a grenade at me. I'm not going to fall for that. So I'm going to switch targets here. I was afraid they would actually man this, which would be pretty smart of them, actually. But I really need to... I've actually created a hole in the ice there. I really need to destroy this field gun. It has no health, pretty much. Before something like the horde of T-34s comes. And I was not expecting this. And I was like, well, my tank is basically dead. I'm going to pop some smoke and blitz. But look at my tank. It's like spinning around and he got killed. So yeah, I just lost my units here. I got to pull back. I might lose that unit also. I do have an AT that is shooting at these guys, but I'm in trouble. 3 T-34s just popped out of the fog of war and killed me there. Thankfully, the Tigers now roll on the field here. I can't get another Panzer IV for a little while, though. But I do have the munitions and manpower to grab another Panzer Grenadier, which I'm going to do right now. I need some more AT up at the front here. So the Grenadiers are going to be the anti-infantry to kind of kill the Soviet infantry. And the Panzer Grenadiers are going to be the AT along my own AT gun to help support my Tiger. But yeah, that caught me off guard. I was like, okay, yep, I know it's a T-34, but just, that was a nice flank by him there. Yeah, that's looking. We haven't looked at Nick's doctrine actually yet. Oh yes, he went for the elite troops doctrine. We're gonna get a Tiger ace. So he brought his Panther back down south to help support the middle. Those Russians really like the. That's actually, yeah. That's that flaming barrage there. You can see all the fire that comes down on that point, though, when we take that. So they're taking back their fuel. You can see we're getting 36 at that point. They have no fuel caches, and the Russian could have probably built a couple of those. Look how thin the ice is along here. Like, if you put a tank on it, it might fall straight through. And those guys froze to death, so that's why that mortar was abandoned. So let's see, you can see that We're definitely winning. We have more kills than they do, and we're winning on victory points at this spot here. And I also have a Tiger, and they're not expecting me to have a Tiger, I don't think. Yeah, we're ready to do some damage. I got all these AT here. I'm like, I dare you. Let's go, Russians. Do that charge again with your T-34s.
Don't let us freeze here.
Something that my MJ could probably kill what's coming this way. And then I have all the AT here.
Freezing, but ready.
Anyway, I was watching this section here. Nick did lose a sniper.
Contact.
So he actually, I think, lost both his snipers. Let's take a look. Yeah, he lost both his veteran snipers. And I'm like, yeah, I have a Tiger. I'm just going to wipe out your shock troops.
Panzer IV is ready for battle.
And there we go. So now he's like, oh, a Tiger. I have numbers, right? That's what he thinks, right? He's going to do a massive assault here. And I'm like, okay, they're on the ice. Let's take out that guy first. But then they call their darn flaming artillery down. Their incendiary barrage. That'll wipe out this AT probably. But he's doing critical damage. They're just... See, I should have wiped out the division field gun when I had the chance. I tried. That massive heavy artillery is coming down on this flank here. Rocks and everything. They're pushing hard in the middle. I'm just going to push up and try to actually wipe that guy out. I am reinforcing. I do have a Panzer IV in front of my Tiger there. Whoa. That could have wiped out those guys there. So Nick actually shot that down. See this? You really don't see a Storm Panzer anymore. Anyway, I managed to wipe that out. So I actually might just push up here. I got to be a little careful. And yeah, that was where my machine gun crew was. They got destroyed by a British plane. So I'm getting all my units repaired. He's kind of doing the same. But with my infantry support up here, they're going to be doing a lot of work. I also managed to reman this with some, I think, was it Pioneers or Grenadier? I remanned my AT gun base. That's all I really need to know. And I'm going to reinforce off my half track here, so I can keep my troops up here longer. So the plan is currently, I didn't see they had a KV flamethrower. And also, if you build a fuel cache, try to do that one, you know, like a gap in between. Like, I put our fuel caches further back and a munitions cache actually for us. Mainly so I can get the fragmentation bomb, which I'll use a little bit later, I think. We have 2 victory points right now. We're soon gonna have 3. Immediately kills half my squad there. And he's kind of not sure which way to flank around. He could flank around the right side here, but kind of like if he wants to engage, I'll take him 1v1. You know, the Tiger's gonna beat the T-34 any day. And my AT is actually going to start moving up. And you can see how beat up a lot of his tanks are, but you don't want to necessarily... I'm actually trying to wipe out this AT gun, but my guy can't hit it for some reason. Finally, I destroyed that. Does that count as a vehicle, or... Yeah, it counts as a vehicle, technically, when you destroy that. I know you can see recons coming around this area here. I need to see what the enemy has. So as soon as he sees the recon flying around, he knows I'll see how beat up his units are. He's going to do a full-on charge here. That guy got immediately destroyed. I just have a lot of AT here. This is not a good fight for him. But I'm going to say that Comet tank is quite deadly. It's 500 manpower. Now I got to be careful not to lose my tank, but I'm just going to fall back behind all my AT. It's going to do a lot of damage against this guy here. So you can see they're just losing a lot of tanks here. And look at that, just completely got destroyed there. We have the flame tank though. I'm losing units here. Trying to reinforce. I lost my crew there. They did a good job though. The important thing is that my infantry, the anti-tank ones, are still around. And that thing managed to snipe my guy here. The Comet is a very good heavy British tank. Probably better than the Firefly, but it costs a lot more, so keep that in mind. Anyway, I'm reinforcing it. That's my second Panzer IV I've lost. But I did more damage to the Soviets than they thought. 3 T-34s are completely destroyed now. And just as the KV-8 there. And the Comet took a decent amount of damage also, so. I'm going to push up and I'm actually going to try to take this area here. And I could upgrade this guy with the flamethrowers, but everyone used to get a half track early on with the flamethrowers, but then they made it so much worse. Look at this guy, he's like moving up his infantry right there. Against a Tiger and a Blizzard. He can't use his artillery during a Blizzard anyway. You can see how my units are disabled here. Like, I can't use the recon or the fragmentation bomb. Anyway, you can see me moving up as my men almost get destroyed here. I don't pull back. I pulled back a little too late there. I almost lost both my squads. I need to retreat. I didn't have very good unit preservation with my infantry here, but I've damaged his engine very badly over there. And there is a comet. And a IS or anti-infantry friend here again. They're pushing up and taking the center again, but Nick's gonna keep fighting that. So you can see he has a lot of engineers. They're gonna try to repair this guy. Nick does have his Panther over here to help me out. So yeah, Veteran C3, I've lost like lost a decent amount of infantry this game. All my MGs, but I'm making more of them. I have the manpower. I don't really see having another Panzer IV as helping me out too much against what I'm going up against. And my men will reinforce and heal at this point, so I'm gonna make sure everyone's healed up before we head on to the Blizzard again. And they're welcome to take this, you know. Their KV-8 is a flamethrower tank. It's great anti-infantry, but it's not good against a Tiger. You can see this guy is actually getting a couple kills. He's gotten 15 so far, and those guys froze to death, it looks like. You can see he's laid down his Bren for the last time. That was kind of dramatic. And this is when Memes actually, his power went out. That's what I was told. By cows, actually. Right there. See, I'm not making things up. So, at this point, it's going to be an AI, and that is going to be the British player. So, orange right here is going to be the AI. I'm still going up against the computer. And I said too bad, like... See, I thought, like, when I said too bad, you might have thought, like, I'm like, oh, too bad, you know, sucks your guy quit. But I was, like, trying to say, like, that's too bad that happened, you know. Some, you know, you're playing a good game so far, basically. But look at this. The Wehrmacht infantry is ready to go take on the rest of whatever the Soviets are bringing against me. He's kind of joking about a barbecue with his KV-8. Yeah, good luck against that. I got a Tiger here. So I'm sending the Grenadiers in first. They can kind of bait out the KV-8 while my infantry behind have, you know, I have the AT and everything. Yeah. Even Su-85 I have to worry about a little bit, but I've been doing a lot of damage. These small Grenadier, jeez, a Grenadier should take out these combat engineers, no issues. And the Su-85, he has his. Keep in mind, if you want to move very quickly, disable the focus sight. You can see the AI is doing some questionable things. It's actually getting destroyed by this guy here. That looks so weird with the armor and skirts there. So that's destroyed. So yeah, I'm definitely taking this point. I have more veteran grenadiers. I'm going to do some more damage. I got to be a little careful with the SU, like I was saying, but Hero doesn't have a whole lot to stop me here. But that Su-85 does concern me a little bit. And these guys, you know, keep in mind, these guys still have the world's, like, first... Oh, grenade. Those guys do have, like, the world's first kind of assault rifles, the MP-44. And they are elite infantry also, so I'm just going to start chasing him. Especially his Su-85. You know, I don't really care about this guy, I just want to take out the Su-85. So he took off his focus sight so he can try to retreat here. I'm still going to hit his rear armor, and I'm actually going to keep pushing. I have an advantage right here. You know, Nick's finally pushed in the middle here. And is destroying the hated mortar emplacement. And I've cut off any fuel because I've taken this point. So I managed to destroy that Su-85. They have no kind of AT around, so I'm going to destroy this bunker that suppressed my infantry right here. And I actually thought it was dead at this point. But it wasn't. Like the The burning Su-85 obstructed my vision there. But yeah, it's actually pinned some of my anti-tank. So now that's gone, so I'm just killing the bunkers that are protecting their base. Because I know he's going to try to get someone else. Interesting to see the British with like regular Soviet mortars here. But yeah, it's really just about taking out what's left of the British armor here. I see this armored car here, so I'm going to try to destroy that. And we're basically pushing it. I'm going to collapse it on the center, like basically completely flanking it. And he's on the ice here. It's a computer, keep that in mind, but still. You can look at that armored car just sink. Some nice eye candy there. It'd be nicer if it was like a heavier tank. I'm actually surprised I'm still under mortar fire. And when he's saying good game to us, I mean, it wasn't, you know, they fought pretty hard. That was a good match between the two of us. I definitely enjoyed playing against these guys. It was nice to be recognized. Nice to recognize and nice to see some people that, you know, or at least one guy was a viewer. Definitely if you see me though, don't forget to say hi, you know, like that guy did. And his friend, Cows doesn't watch, but his friend does apparently. Anyway, I'm gonna push up here to try to destroy his Su-76 here. And this is being a little cocky here, pushing right into the enemy base. And my men are actually like freezing to death right here. Oh, they were in the snow there. Yeah. That actually was a devastating hit from something. I've actually been like shocked or something like that. So I gotta like blitz out of here if I can. I don't have the munitions for it. So I gotta pull back. This is a Vet 2 tank. Yeah, I'm just gonna try to get this guy out here, just have him live. You know, he's been a very good 32 kills, 27 infantry, 2 vehicles, and 3 vehicles and 2 buildings. But I'm being chased by this guy here. He was taking the retreat, shot at the infantry and not the tank. So we are all good over here. Yeah, the British forces have been selling defeated to the Soviets. We don't really have anything left, and we would have won on victory points anyway. We had pretty much a lockdown. Anyway, let's look at the kills and deaths here. You can see there they are right there. 250 kills between me and Nick, and they had about 150 or so. 125. 130. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next video. It was nice playing with you guys, the spooky, you want to call them a clan. It's nice playing with these guys, and I'll see you in the next episode, guys. Captain 221 signing off. Hope you enjoyed.